Okay, this video is going to go over your next coding challenge, which we are calling Snow Much Fun, where you're going to create a snow scene with a snowman using Vex Python text-based coding. To get started with this project, we're going to talk about this in class. So this is kind of a refresher for us. Is we're going to select the Art Canvas plus Playground, this is also part of the document that's in Google Classroom. So we're going to select the Art Canvas plus Playground. And within this, I've already done this, but one of the things we're going to do is hit this plus key and you're going to upload the art canvas that you're going to download from the Google Classroom. So you're going to go into Google Classroom, you have a file, download that file to your Chromebook. So this would be the Vex VR art canvas. I'm going to hit the open button, and what that's going to do is that's going to bring in two starting circles for us. Your challenge is to draw arms on your snowman, a hat on your snowman, eyes, give him a nose or her a nose, give him a scarf or buttons. You're going to add features that you can find inside Google Classroom, and you also need to add an element or something in the background. So you're basically making a very cool kind of a wintry wonderland project, starting with these two circles that you've got here. In order to do this, you are really going to focus on, and it's not a little bit new, but it's all we've done this, it did it a while ago, but we're going to use those drawing features that you've got here. And so you've got all the code, everything that you need in here. So right now I've got here my drive, and I'm going to drive forward for 400 millimeters. So if I hit my play button and I start my robot going. Let's see what I do here. Let's see here. Oh, I got an extra letter in here. Hold on, let me get that out of there. There it is. So I'm gonna hit this, so my robot's gonna go forward, and that's all he does. But he hasn't really drawn anything. So I'm actually gonna have him go forward 500 millimeters to get him completely out of there. So we're gonna have him go completely out of there. So now when I do this, watch, so there's my robot. Oh, I'm gonna stop it and reset it here. I'm going to reset him back to the beginning, and he's going to go forward. There it is. I got him out of the way. Now, one of the things that we can do with this is we've got it. You guys know how to do all of the coding to get your robot to go forward and backward and how you're doing those drivetrain commands. This is in Python, so it's text-based coding. We can change our color. And so what I can do is I'm going to drag this in, and I'm going to put this line right here for us, and I'm going to set the color of my pen. If I want to see what colors I can choose, I can click on here for my set my pen color. My pen colors that I can choose are black, red, green, and blue. So those are going to be the colors that I can do. They're all capitalized, so I'm going to change this to red. So I'm going to make this red, so I'm going to put it in here. Now, to start my drawing, I need to set my pen up and down. So basically what you are going to get or think about is your robot has a pen that is attached to him, and they lift it up or put it down. And so same thing, if I click on this, it tells me what I'm going to do. Position of the pen is either up or down. If it's up, I can't write. If it's down, I'm going to write. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this and have the pen move down, and then I can start my robot to make a square, right? And so what I can do here is I'm going to have it drive forward, so I can copy this all in. I'm going to have it drive forward 200 millimeters. Then I'm going to have it turn right 90 degrees. And if I want to do that 4 times, I'm going to just show you here. I'm going to copy and paste this so we can get this. I'm going to do a Control C, go to my next line of code, paste it, next line of code, paste it. There's 3. Next line of code, paste it. So I hit the start button to do this. Now you can also put this into your loops. We've got those loops. There it is. So I am making a nice red square. So now I've got a red square there. Now, one thing that I can do with this is, and we haven't talked about this, is I can also do some other things where I can do a fill color. And so if I go under my drawing, I have my pen color, and I can set my pen color, and I can also set my pen width. And so let me close this out here. So if I want to go back up here, instead of doing red, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that line of code out. So I'm going to delete that out. And what I can do is I can go find just any RGB color wheel online, and I can find an RGB color chart. And so say I want my color to be this nice bright green, but I don't know exactly what it is. I can find the color I want, and it tells me my red is 18, my green is 250, my blue is 80. So that mixes my colors together. So now what I can do is go back in here, and I can bring in this pen set color to this RGB color, and I'm going to put it right in there. Get this line out of here, and let's do this. And then what were my colors again? 18, 250, 80. So I'm going to do, my red is my first color, 18, 250, and then 80. Now what this is going to do is this is going to set my color to whatever that color is. Now if I look at this, I can click on this and it tells me here's how I set my pen color. It gives me my red, my green, and then my blue, my RGB, red, green, blue. And we mix those together to get any color. The 100, we can leave that alone, but the 100 is your opacity or how transparent or see-through the line is. So if I make it 50, I can 50% of it be color, 50% of it I can see through. I'm going to keep it just at 100 so that I know what it is. So now when I go back in and I hit play, here is, I'm going to start to draw it, and now I've got this nice green color here. Right now, another thing that we can do that's going to be a super cool feature is I can fill in shapes that I've got. If I've got shapes that I want to fill in, and I can use this pen fill color. And so what I can do here is I'm going to put this up here, and I'm going to put it right inside here. I'm going to do my pen fill color, and I'm going to fill it in red. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get full red. So I'm going to go make my red the full at 250. Everything else is going to be 0 because I want it to be all red. So right, if I go back here and I want to make this an all red, right, I want to make it the reddest red. The reddest red I can get is all red, and then no green, no blue. And so I could come back in here and get this. So I'm going to get my red, green, blue color here. And so if I'm looking at this, I can get my colors here. The maximum color is 255. So if I wanted to make this the reddest red, I'm going to go 255, 0, 0. And now what this is going to do is this is going to fill in my colors, right? So if I want to fill my colors in. And so now watch what happens here. I hit the play button, and my robot drops forward, and I filled in my shape. But now what I've got to do is, because I filled this in, it filled in everything, all of that extra space. What I can do is if I stop this and I put it in after that color, so I'm going to do this. I'm going to take this color. I'm going to Control X. I'm going to get rid of that there. Oh, no, I'm going to keep that one there. I am going to do this here, Control X, and I am going to put this in down here after my square is made, right? Then, let's see what it does here. So now it's going to go, it's going to make my square, and there it is, and it filled in my square. Now what I could do is if I move into my square, if I get inside the square, then it would fill that square in. So I want to fill this circle in, the sphere in here. So I need to get it just right. And so what I'm going to do is before I move forward, I'm going to do this pen fill. So watch this, Control X. I'm going to copy that one, and I'm going to put this one here, Control V. So that's going to do my pen fill. So now watch what happens. So the first thing it's doing is it's going to fill in. So fills in that first square, and now there it is. So now I filled in that first square. So if you want to get something filled in, you just have to be inside of that shape, get the robot so it's inside that shape, do the fill, and wherever it's at, it will fill as long as the lines connect to make a shape. So if I go to the outside and I do a fill, it'll fill all of the outside background because it's outside of the shape. So you just have to be where you want your fill to be. And this is going to be your code to get you started. This project, you're going to put this in here, and it's going to be your name art. So we're just going to call this my name art, and that's going to be what you're going to save your project in and turn that into us.